Good afternoon, everybody. How we doing? It's a lovely summer's day. So, we play a nice tropical game. How about that? It's so warm. I woke up and I absolutely sweated through everything. Hi man, Scoutman, Carrie, Karik, Sammy. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing alright. I'm doing good. I was running a bit late because I had to sort out Taco's food. Takes a little bit longer to sort out now. Especially with the double baths. 2 baths a day now. I'm wearing my earbuds today because I was like, you know what? If the sound's a little bit messed up, gang, I apologise. But I thought my headset, I can't put it on. It's too hot. It's too hot. Hey, Josh. So I thought I would. I'm just really warm. So hopefully we can play this game without too much stress. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It makes me think, actually. I don't think Sanny's been here since the big news, actually. So that's going to be interesting to explain. What should we call you? CeeJaey. Oh, is anyone else melting? I've got my window wide open. I'm going to set up RTX voice at some point on my mic so that I can have my window open. You guys won't be able to hear like everything that happens. But yeah. What news? So I took Taco to the vet on Thursday because I was just not happy with like the straining, the squeaking, a lot of issues like that I'd seen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I was like a little bit worried. And yeah, long story short, basically Taco was a bit plugged up and had to have an enema and some medication like laxatives and stuff, but everything seems to be going well at the moment. But the vet was like, maybe she's trying to lay eggs, and I was like, Hold up, she? I was like, previous vet said that most likely a boy, and he was like, no, pretty sure this is a girl. And I was like, oh, so Taco's a girl. Right, let's see how this goes. Because I don't know whether this is going to be funny, whether it's going to be cringe, whether it's going to be good. We'll see. We'll see. You wake up on the beach soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. Really went down the wrong pipe. You need a minute, or can I go on? Because I give you a minute. We've got plenty of time, endless time, an eternity. If you catch my drift, it's fucking ominous. Not now, ocean. What the fuck? The ocean's sentient. As I was saying, you look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit, a stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Run, close your eyes, or dig up that face? Run? Turn away from the stretch of sight and begin to run. Run. But the beach, it's endless. Despite how far you run, you get nowhere. Exhausted, you stop and look behind you. Your footsteps are raised by soft blue waves. You turn inland. Considering your lack of options, you've got no choice but to walk into the brush. However, the beauty of the beach is not shared by the darkness of the palmy woods before you. There's nothing inviting about that shadowy forest. Terror freezes you in your steps. Why are you trying to run away? This is paradise. You're here to enjoy yourself, don't you know? Have a little bit of fun. Take charge of your own experience. Well, that was sure weird, that voice again. Do oceans normally talk? Your memory isn't right, but you're pretty sure you remember learning as a child that oceans do not speak directly to people in spooky terms. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer on your current situation as you feel something soft bump into your foot. A ball. When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare, down, frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. A little help, please? You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Huntress, Wraith, Spirit, Trapper. Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings running through your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at this monstrous line of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. What do you do? Kick it back, toss it back. Toss it back. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right in the Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm, perhaps. Maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay, it's natural. Try hard much? Blech. They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're entranced. When you step out of it, you realize that everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually batter volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give them too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, CeeJaey, you were made for this. Okay. Well, if the Spooky Ocean says so, then I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Look, Gubbins... I got nothing. I got nothing. People told me to play this, so I was like, okay. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Super seduce the sequel? Yeah. Except they're all murderers. It seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Who uses the word nitwit anymore? Is it 1992? No. Look, it's best to go with what Trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. You seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? That was Wraith. That sign means he was done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. Can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least not yet. What? Oh yeah, not yet. So I'm gonna die. You might want to know, say something. Never mind, there'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now this group has some questions for you. Just be warned, answer quickly and answer well. This is a timed quiz and it'll be very important later. What the fuck? I thought this was gonna be a chill game. I thought it was gonna be some laughs and some jokes and not pressure. Very important. Well, not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Oh, very, very, yeah. I'm a 10. I'd say I'm very attractive. That's what you think very attractive is compared to this? Trapper flexes and his muscles are... Gosh, okay. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Flight. Definitely. I'd like to fly around. Played this for years and no clue what was going on since you never played the default game. Oh really? Okay. I do wonder how many references there are. Technically I suppose I can fly. Honestly it's not all that cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What was your best subject in school? What was my best subject in school? Maths probably, out of these ones. Probably math. It's the only thing that makes sense when you think about it. What's your favourite animal? What the fuck is a mustelid? What's a mustelid? I'm gonna click it. Be honest, you have no idea what a mustelid is and you're just hoping it's some secret answer that results in a hilarious Easter egg, right? Shit. Been called out. Because there is no Easter egg. It's just another word for ferrets and stuff like that. Oh, okay. The ferrets are pretty cool. Fluffy. What's your favourite colour? What? Where's green? No! 3-day-old corpse. Nobody would expect me to pick this, so I'm going to say 3-day-old corpse. That's a pretty edgy answer, right? I'm really dangerous. I talk about corpses. No biggie. Those are no good to me unless they've been frozen. You'd be surprised by how quickly good meat can spoil, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I'm still getting to know you. Alright, she's a huntress, right? So she hunts things. What's your dream job? Oh. I'm gonna say not working at all. If we get to do what we really want, why work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Only she could spin. See, I'm liking Spirit, see? She's got my vibe. Being lazy, it's good. It's a positive thing. Only she can spin lasers in some kind of grand crusade. These damned millennials. Best flavor of ice cream? Chocolate. Well, horse flesh. What? My favorite flavor is pain. Same. Same here. Mine is vanilla, swelled with pain. Is pain a flavor? I think mint chip is the greatest flavor I've ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, this reminds me. I am right, always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. We're teaching lessons now, narrator? You rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. What's the best flavor of ice cream? It's chocolate. I'm picking mint chip. You got a reading comprehension problem? You almost bought yourself a game over. I can end your life whenever I want to. I'm in control, so don't forget it. If I say you like mint chip, you like mint chip, and I'll try it again. I'll just keep eating chocolate. In case it wasn't clear who's in charge, it's me. You have to understand it feels very good to end someone else's game. You should try it sometime. Wait, what the fuck? That's not fair. Well, this was fun. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow for some MVM. When it says try again, where do we start? Oh, fucking hell. All that for a bit of a meme. Yeah. I'm very. Flight, yeah. 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 Okay, mint chip. Fine. So obedient. I think you're going to do just fine. Now that I know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm a trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on the whole island. I don't like losers. If you know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. The things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Okay. So she was downright murdered by society. We truly live in a society. Remembering Spirit's story now, that's almost exactly what happened. Andreas, don't let these bummers get you down. There's loads of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. There is, if you know what I mean. Oh, I don't know what you mean. Grow a body. Next. Can't just tell a ghost to grow a body. That's racism? Is it racism? Don't know. Explain this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. Don't speak for me, I also hate it. For the first time ever I agree with Wraith, let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. If I know this crew, and I do, they'll want a shot soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. So we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat docked nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. He just hates fun and happiness. I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. Jesus Christ, what is it? People, I mean, I guess they're all monsters, right? So I suppose that they are depressed. What about hanging by the pool? Find the water calming. What about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. You're serious? That's a perfectly good lounge to chill out right here. I'm tired, and besides I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Let's go to the lounge. We'll do what Spirit says. I didn't mean to do that. I thought that was the lounge. Fuck. Damn it. I picked the wrong one. Do I have to go for everything again? I'm going to have to click really fast. Government's to judge me. Stop. The face. The face is. How long is this game, by the way? Because I don't know how long I'm going to be able to stream. Because at some point I'm going to need to like stand underneath the shower and like, yeah. Which one's the lounge? So that's the yacht, that's volleyball. This one? There we go. Who would want anything else? Dry, comfortable, enjoying a cool drink on a hot day. It's the best. It was good. What kind of fool, what kind of monster, what kind of mask-wearing psychopath will finally be granted a break from the constant grind of chasing and fighting to get ahead, and then choose to exert themselves in, quite frankly, any way whatsoever? Why am I the only one who gets it? It's time to stop living by their rules. I won't do it any longer. I should probably give her a second to calm down. What the fuck is... Oh, there's the survivors in this game as well? What the fuck? Hold on, for just one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This play we call Murderer's Island. None of the others survived. Survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall heretofore refer to them as survivors with a capital S. Used to have worked here a long time, so very long I don't actually know how long it's been. Anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy. Now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. In the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you could do is help us get off this island. Pardon me, please follow us. Did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island. That's true, he was, but he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway. A couple of miles south of it has a much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm of this island, though. This is where you belong. Now off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter mostly, when I agree with them. We're doing this one, right? I'm guessing we go to them one by one, or... Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spray looks you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. Why is there so many words with so many syllables? I don't think this idea of volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone already knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everyone by not giving a crap, and when that didn't work, I tried whining, and when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on this island, but it turns out I'm not the first to toss those kinds of threats around. So thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. Are we threatening to end each other again? Ha! It's Dwight who takes on a conspiratorial tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Let's make it quick. That's what you'll be saying when we get behind the bar to make you the drink of your dreams. Hilarious, right? So what will you be having? Oh. Let's go for sangria. That sounds nice. We used to make drinks like that back home. Not we exactly. I watched someone drink a drink like that once. They looked happy. Now's your chance to be the one with the drink. What do you say? Is some juice for a child? Are there children hiding about? What the fuck? for adults, the kind you like, who like, you know, tropical fun. Huntress really seemed to perk up the idea of kids being around and is bummed to hear there aren't any, but I'm quite sure it's just grown-ups on this island. Little ones should definitely not be exposed to this. Is she a nonce, or is it a motherly thing? We'll use it for a toast to new adventures, to new friends. Did you just say Clink? Since we've fulfilled your requests, it's time for you to return the favor. Isn't Huntress's backstory something to do with like her mother left her to die or something? I don't know. Should probably have read the backstory to the character. If I'd known they pulled this kind of faux enthusiastic community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk to the lowest point of the ocean before
Good afternoon, CeeJaey Art.
Good afternoon, Mambada. Thank you for the 32 months, dude. How have you been? You think it could be kind of fun, a little fun? Never mind, I hate it. This sucks, but it could be fine. Literally never seen him in that. If we must make small talk, I'm at least picking a topic before we end up being forced to do some lame improv game and nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. That kind of sounds like Leah now. Yikes. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on this beautiful sunny afternoon, warm sand beneath the cool fog beneath my 7 feet. The topic I choose is books. Novels, comics, fiction or not. Reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life. The escape into your own mind. A groan rolls round through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine, based on that response. They were much more enthusiastic about drinking. So in the situation we're in, it seems appropriate time to ask you, what's your desert island book? The one book you'd bring with you if you were on a desert or on an island like this. It has to be classic horror for reasons that should be obvious. She means this because this is an island of horror villains. Nothing too modern. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years. So what's your favourite? Gosh, so Dracula, Frankenstein, or Jekyll and Hyde? What's this game? So you know the game Dead by Daylight, remember, Mambada? Where you have like a killer and a bunch of survivors and the killer tries to kill people? This game is made by the same company and it's using 4 of the killers and it's a dating sim. So, you play it as well. So you've got Huntress, Spirit, Trapper and Wraith. And we're on an island. It's a bit weird. She kidnaps little girls? Ah, okay. Let's go Dracula. Dracula's one classic that's still scary. To be seduced by some beautiful... Excuse me, sorry. Only to learn later on that they're an immortal villain. It's downright thrilling. I guess, but I was going to say that despite the deviant behaviour of Dracula and the threat of possible danger or even death that he poses, you can't help but get turned on by the liberation from the status quo that he represents. Yeah. So what if some old doctor says he's a bad boy, you're supposed to reek like garlic and sleep alone? Who do they think would buy into that? If you're going to be trapped in the nightmare that is undead life eternal, which I know a little something about, you do a lot worse than great clothes, a castle, and a lover who doesn't take shit from anyone. The scariest part of Dracula is thinking that no one will ever be quite as interesting to make love to as a vampire. Is it? Is that the scariest part of Dracula? I haven't read Dracula, but I think I saw a movie or two. Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. I think it's time to make up some new stories of our own. Before we know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mask covered eye. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Let's all get in a circle and spin this bad boy. Oh, we're playing spin the ball. What the fuck? The Trickster's in this game? Great idea. Trickster, isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? I thought it was the one who gets to make the rules. So I'm not sure who I'm asking. Hey, Sai, what's up? You sent a link to your stream. It's been on Dead by Daylight. Yes, it's the Dead by Daylight dating game. But I wasn't ready for this. Who is this new fan in the waiting? Beta hack. What's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle for our game? Oh, I can't stay. I was just trying to say it's a great idea while also teasing the secret trickster ending. I've got much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. See ya. Did you not know? You had no idea about this game? So, you know when, gosh, it was a few months ago now when they did a stream where they talked about the massive perk rework of DBD. And they were like, one of the most requested things we get on Twitter is this. And then they posted all these, like, tweet replies to their tweets, which was like, add sex to Dead by Daylight. And they were like, we've listened to you and we've made this. And they were like, what? Everyone was like, we weren't being serious. So they made this, and yeah, it kind of, they dropped it when came out like a couple of weeks ago, I think. First you spin, then you swap. Spit, that is. Oh god. To be clear, this isn't a peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All makeouts will happen out of view in the public eye. Romance is the goal, so we'll all be waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen in and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar. Oh god. You grip the bottle in your hand and put your fate in the hands of the empty bottle gods. Minigames consist of 2 parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction. On the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. This here upcoming minigame is a special minigame, perfect for the less coordinated, because there is no winning or losing. Not technically. Wherever the pointer stops, that's your result. If it doesn't stop where you want it to, that's a bit like losing, but no one has to know if you don't tell them. Or would you like me to treat that? I'm ready. Spin the bottle and see who you're going to smooch. Oh, it's going a bit fast. Yeah, let's go! Spirit pathway unlocked. You have to spin multiple times to get the real result. What the fuck? That's how we play hardcore spin the bottle? Can you imagine that in real life? Like, fucking, your wrists are going to be like muscly as fuck because you're nothing, constantly spinning the bottle. Fuck. No, I don't want to go with Trapper! One more. Okay, shit. Okay. Just. Oh, it's 2-2-2. I'm not even gonna look. Let's go! I'm so hot, guys. I'm sweating so much. It's the most intense bit of action so far. I got a achievement. Nice. Everyone. Ooh. Just this morning you're waking up on a strange beach. Surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Hydrate? I actually don't have a drink. I'm actually going to go grab some water because it is... oh my gosh. I'm melting right now. Oops, didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, it is warm at the moment. We had a heat wave about a month ago where it set like new records, and now we're getting a lot of heat again. Play area 1 or area 0 first? 1. Play 1, and then 0. Alright. Now you're looking across the beach, towellet spirit. Lust in her eyes, sweat glistening on her skin. Your heart races, you can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Spirit takes you by the hand and you sit face to face at a private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way she is. You're sweating in the gross way you sweat at the interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. You know what to do. If you try to lock lips in this state, you might gross her out and so completely she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. I have some bad news for you. I have something in my teeth, don't I? I think it might be seaweed. I have no idea I was in the ocean. Or maybe that's not what I was going to say. It's not happening. Not now, maybe not ever. Damn. Getting rejected at Spin the Bottle? I don't think that's legal, is it? I think I'm going to make out with some strangers because a bottle told me to. They've got another thing coming. And so do you, namely a katana into your heart if you try to make a move under such absurd circumstances. I wasn't gonna. I know, you seem pretty harmless, but not all that bad to kiss if I was interested, which I'm not at this moment in time. Are we going to tell them we kissed? We are. I'm not above lying to get what I want. Red flag. So the thing about me not being... Was that a lie? True for yourself. All I ever was handed was pain and suffering. We get it. True email, I'll return a favor, otherwise try a different route, see what happens. Had to bring up such a passionate moment that we only assume was passionate because we never spy on you constantly while you stay on this island. Dinner is being served right away. Seems like the next activity is mealtime. How quaint. So I call it to usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. Oh great, terrific. It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to us, next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, Trickster is here. Surprised? Yeah, well they don't call him Expected Stir. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds. Thanks, Mr. Trickster. We literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. Literally cannot. Okay. You kill for some rain? Apparently we're going to have thunderstorms tomorrow. So, yeah. Seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. We can't fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got that? Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. Hope you all enjoy. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't... Is it KFC? Meat is murder? Which you'd know considering what you've been up to. Who are we to get judging now? You need to murder something to eat its meat, so that's like technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. You thinking what I'm thinking? It's going to be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know? When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. There's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Because I am. With the axe. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from completely different historical eras. Secondly, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. You two in your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough, grow up. Obviously my gorgeous katana is the only option. The hell it is. I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you like. Please stop. I hate it when you fight, or when we look at each other. I have the skull of Azarov. Yeah, I was going to say, that's like the worst option. It's not even sharp. No, this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. Why don't you just let me carve up? Here's a machete. Okay. Land on the start of the target area, not the end. Okay. Oh. Oh, fuck. You missed completely. Fuck! It's pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Spirit doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean... These are lifting their masks. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to match stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it. Number two is no number two. One less think about in the afterlife. Yo, don't have to eat, don't have to poop. If no one wants to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behaviour of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. Even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think I want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? This is gross, I'm sorry. Look at that seagull. Lame misdirect. Own who you are, never compromise. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal and you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull. You just made a lot of good points. You're beginning to feel lightheaded. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. I brought you here and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting scenes over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? This place holds many secrets, even from itself, but the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. I'm going to give it up to this ocean. Some quality early game storytelling. Alright. So you, I guess, potentially die. We have to find out why we're here. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cold water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside me that were all truly insignificant and the only thing worth pursuing is revenge. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. It's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? You've always been alone. You found someone special. I guess that's like, yeah. I used to feel that way, small, unimportant, alone, but lately I'm not so sure. I've started to feel different. I've started to actually think that maybe this island is where I might meet someone special. You look at Spirit, who's turned from the ocean to look at you while you speak on this topic she's clearly so passionate about. A friend, perhaps something more. I don't know what this island has planned for me. Ha! A friend Friends are just cowards who seek comfort in numbers. I had friends once, back before I was chopped into a bunch of pieces by my father. Friends aren't what's keeping me held together. I'm floating in a cloud of rage. I was so dumb. I was so busy trying to please everyone and be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. Take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true purpose, my destiny. This might sound silly. There's a dragon that lives inside me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. That sounds badass. I don't let it out, and then I know, chop chop. And now the dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. Enough about me. What's inside of you? Nothing but darkness, or no dragon, just a lot of fire. What do you think the correct answer is? That sounds edgy. That sounds... I don't know. Go with that. A raging inferno, begging to burn this whole place down if I let it out. Maybe I am the dragon. I'm sorry, but you're no dragon. I'm breathing fire, that's some hobbit type of nonsense. I'm a descendant of proud samurai. Our dragons are on a whole nother level. Damn it. Looks like there was only one room for one dragon inside Spirit. Just the thing's really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you. It's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary. Attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. Playing sick? No. That's scheduled for after what comes after the play. Damn. They quickly make an announcement. I'm not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, I'm not going to say who, so don't worry, you, who hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for evening activities. We only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story? But story time is my favourite activity. You're telling us that only one person gets to share. We have to decide as a group, that never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry, I'll merely chop your head clean off. You realise this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry everyone, I think they're talking about me. I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before. Has anything ever happened on schedule? Damn it, Donald, if you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quick. I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. What the fuck is he talking about? We all know you love to kill. You have to be awake tomorrow 8 minutes from now? What the fuck? 8 minutes? Sleep well, Sai. It was nice to see you. I hope you have a good day tomorrow. Or later. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who do you think you should go? Well, we pick Spirit, right? Because we're doing the Spirit route. This entire experience has been carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrases, shall we? You want to hear from me? Huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. She comes up with the scariest stuff. Everyone else is going to chit-chat. I guess I can just sit down and... They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, so I'm going to tell my story. Call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You know, it's the Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. What the fuck? I love popcorn. It was a dark summer's night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hotter, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. But how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered? Built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery. It was as if conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. Help me, cried somebody inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now it was if every detective in the city was there, looking at this strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid, and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of this prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened. I woke up, and here I was. I'm so scared. Please help me, cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hotter comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddling on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hotter was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her like it never had before. Don't let me die in here, the man begged. Don't let me die alone. Stay calm, instructed the detective. You're not alone, I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story. Looking through the narrowest of passageways, Detective Hotter watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of this strange, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. Promise? Asked the man. Promise that I'm not alone? Yes, she promised, I do. Simple pledge, she felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hotter, for she knew he would return. And he did, pressing his lips to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again and again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, Promise I'm not alone? Yes, she promised, I do. Pressing her palms against the cold of the outside of the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hotter leaned forward and placed her own lips up to the opening, letting her breath creep into this strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood every inch of her body, matched beat for beat in this soft touch. Thank you, said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. Get back, yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hotter and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hotter gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing, as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There in the corner of the box was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hotter had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. And atop that pile a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual. She went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss, too much detail, and now no one is sure how to act. Dwayne clawed out, staring back at you. You have to do something. This game was supposed to be light-hearted romp. Please, I said do something. stand up and try to start one of those slow claps. Has anyone ever started a slow clap? I don't think I've ever witnessed someone start a slow clap successfully. I'm gonna do that. Like, there's like a movie or something where there's a guy and every like 10 minutes he stands up and he's like, and everyone's like, now's not the time. Like, you stand and without saying anything approach Spirit, reaching your arms around for a hug. Her robe hovering in the air begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but almost like being tied up. So truly you pull yourself away, but it's awkward movement and you nearly fall over into the fire. Spirit says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You meanwhile realise that everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction from the corners of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey, you look lonely. Doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish, like me. I am the ultimate catch on this island, the only lobster in an ocean of sardines. Dude, what's wrong with sardines? What did you join to? It's best not to ask, Wilson. Just go with it. You just have to find me. Trista leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you're not going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. This fog that follows me around. I could feel you breathing. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even when you're a god. A narrator. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub. Dipping in hot tubs with the Spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her, an offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. Shit, yeah. You have to find the right pathway, otherwise you die. You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jellic shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle it. I could fight a shark. On land. Just want to be totally clear, even though that story bore some similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, or any other ickily. I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut to pieces in your life and so was the person in the story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island trapped, one might say, in a most puzzling place. Also a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips were blue, your lips are blue. You call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge. So there's no necessary stop there, I guess. Sorry, the coincidences. Samurai blood runs through my veins, or maybe it has coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. Gotta figure what, with that many sharp edges, a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this so I don't go blabbing about it, I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep, when I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. Never been able to shake it. It's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe me? Yeah. I do believe you. The way you told that story clearly came from someplace deep. Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're gonna get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. Do I believe you if you believe her or not? Whoa, ocean air got me tripping. I don't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box, if you believe that she is the... Before you can follow this conundrum to what should be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain someone standing before you with a fresh towel, ready to dry you off. Sorry kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I'm no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a fresh, clean towel. Why does no one have a fresh towel ready for me when I'm out, like the shower? Come on. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar, creepy smiles stretching from ear to ear. Apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest. Hand over a pillow and a blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Keep the volume to a minimum, or I guess aren't the type you want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready? Wait, what? Bum, 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 bum. Bow, 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 bow. Spirit tells you a secret falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. The fuck? Even the dead like to relax. Yo, I got a comb. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb carved from bamboo. If you'd hold on to this, it was a gift from my mother. I will want it back though, and if you lose it, you'll get your revenge on me. If it's the last thing I do. If you start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling, maybe you're paralyzed. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. Shouldn't still be as spooky. But now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. The human body is made up of 60% water. Did you know that? Of course you did, everyone knows that. Even amnesiac video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. You wake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Huntress is rifling through your pockets. What the fuck, I'm getting robbed? Oh, you're awake. Wasn't stealing from you, merely trying to get to know you better by seeing what sort of trinkets you keep close. So you with the spirit right before bedtime. Look, I'm not saying I don't trust them, but, well, yes, I am saying that. I don't trust anyone I don't already have tied up. So I was making sure they don't do anything fishy. And I was making sure you're not a soldier. Soldiers killed my father. While I've got you, you should really consider spending some more time with me. I'm not scary. You're not? Not at all. Just a lost girl on a big island. In a charmingly creeping way, I've noticed how fun-loving you seem. If you spend some time with me tomorrow, maybe I'll take you to this special place I found. Now, if the other killers have been able to find me there, it's quiet and isolated. Maybe I'll even show you how to make beef stroganoff. That has mushrooms in. Hard pass. A gigantic hand on your forehead. Finally, it ain't for real this time. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Wait a second, where are we? This isn't... Oh, geez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to the camera. Can you blame me for not getting on well with the others? I haven't had a real conversation with anyone since I was a child. Take the fact that I haven't slaughtered the newcomer for their meat yet as a win. They look pretty tasty though, so who knows what will happen tomorrow. Look, I'm always full of rage. The key is knowing how to control your rage so you can use it. I'm a master of self-control. Right now I'm using all the self-control I can muster, because today was a disaster. Let's just say I didn't love it. Anyway, I'm planning to kill this idiot. Don't tell them though, I want to lead them on a little more. It'll make that much better for me when they're screaming. Yesterday was fun, I don't want to get ahead of myself or really invest in something that might hurt me, so I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it goes, or maybe they'll realise I'm not the one for them. They seem pretty smart. Gotta learn to go easy on myself. I know everyone that thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. Can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. Someone to come around and capture my hat, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm going to get bloody revenge on a society that has used me and throwing me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. Okay. You love you some beef stroganoff? The thing with making a beef stroganoff is, what can you replace mushrooms with? I don't really know. I'd like to make one, but I don't like mushrooms at all. It's the one food I don't like, so I'd need to find something to, you know. Yeah. Hey, Faust. Nothing, you just have anything else? Yeah, but it's like a big part of it, right? You're not even suspicious of the fact that, how do you unsell? What? I don't like mushrooms. I don't like the taste. I don't like the texture. More onion and cream? I guess I could do that. I do want to make one day. But yeah, the mushrooms have been the real, like, stopping point. Wait, your vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? Not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why? I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. Maybe a few different types of shallots. Yeah, I could do like onions and shallots. I just feel like that would make it too oniony. You'd want some different textures going in there, right? I feel like mushrooms add a pretty unique texture that you can't really easily sub. Here comes the trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off right. Sure seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor there. Everyone knows magicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today is an important one. My only regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. I am swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you ask him to reach the other island, now is the time. Never mind, he left. He brought me a cup of... No way, don't drink that. The hell was that? I told him Trickster because he's good on the skateboard. And he definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee. I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you yet. It's supposed to be a tropical paradise. The type of place you give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up review to, not an eternal prison of pain. Please make sure to leave a review. It really helps with the algorithms. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you. So can we please move on? How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament and the floor does not recognise the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Speaking of graves, I would like to say something of grave importance. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, I'm not saying it is, even a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent, and if possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes there are small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of the creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not be overly critical of them. You're trying to sell me on this place actually being good? I'd say it like that. Should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Can we please move on? Have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Yes, I've been having a lovely time. Yes, it's been really entertaining. Yes, I'm suspicious there's a no option. What an encouraging response. We're so glad you're not suspicious. Maybe they're suspicious because they figured out what they're actually doing here. They're still clicking, even right now, to see how you respond. They don't know anything. Bastards. I have to all sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparagement agreement? Yes. I was thinking if I press no, then they would kill me or something. Oh, breakfast. Breakfast. Everyone was in the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon, and so much for maintaining these beach boards. Take a plate and sit down thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It's like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. Looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection though. Trapper stands up to talk about how this day went, in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. Can't imagine you would make me any angrier today than you did yesterday, but I really hope you do. I really, really hope you do. Anyone see where I left my cleaver? I always know where my cleaver is. That was bizarre. Back to your Nope. Now Huntress steps up to talk about her feelings. These islands are treacherous. I don't know what the newcomer thinks they are doing here, but it certainly isn't helping any of us. Huntress pretends to be all independent, but is secretly kind of miffed you and her aren't getting along. That surely must be it. No one else would really stand up during breakfast to... just like that, he can spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did. Or should I say I did not. I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest for familial revenge thing. And last night was no different. So in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done there. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all while looking cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. That was fun yesterday, huh? I mean, not like too much fun, but that would be weird. But like a good amount of fun. Now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel?
Whoa!
Back to Weeb.
Thank you, Zarita, for the 16 months. This isn't weeb. This is horror, right? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep them wanting more. You're getting good at this game. I mean, sexy true-to-life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, but so be it. Oh, what? I'm breakfast. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Are you addressing me? Well, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing as how I'm not a real animal. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. Stick it in there a little more, a little more. Oh yeah, that's it, yes. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. I want you to take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that. Exactly like that. So I had no idea these two even do whatever it is that they are doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh wow, look at this super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it. A little privacy, please. Dwight is panting and Claudia has a crazed look in her eyes. I don't know how else to let you know I was here and I could hear you, well, you know. What do you think we were doing? I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like fun. You think 2 people trying to find new ways to kill each other in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. Come to believe that the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from. The name of that place is in our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Do you actually think we were me and him? Dwight? Poor Dwight. You have to laugh that hard, they get it. My life is a nightmare and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I noticed all the entry runes and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, you're gonna need it. If you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A crack-midi. Shut up, I like it. Anyway, where were we? You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Be dedicated to achieving a true-centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up the sun in a heated pool. Today you're on a date with you. I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move? Aside from that disturbing thought, what is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun? Spiky tipped, like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all. It's... Trickster. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone just getting up and announcing how they're feeling? What's that about? Some kind of forced check-in with the group? I don't get it. Fishy. Kinda lazy. Whatever though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon or after 4 PM. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You seen my abs, by the way? Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. Well, Hollywood celebs hang out. Do you think there actually is an ending, or this is like a bait? Hey, Reflex. I could give you a private show, catch it around. His abs are pretty amazing, gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat, threatening but adorable. Makes for an interesting silhouette. He's a psychopath just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything. Not best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking, it's not open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Okay, now that the guy's gone, there's some ground rules established we're definitely gonna abide by. It's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and... Nope, another shadow. Let's see who it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a lot of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know anything about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot, but I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it in the way I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. I'll get them all. I'll get my father too. I'll punish for... yeah. She radiates a menacing aura, waving her sword around in the air. She threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary, much and more than a little hot if you get turned on by menacing. Anyone get turned on by people threatening to kill everyone? Well, this time on Murderer's Island has gotten us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance. We've also seen that there's a little more sensitive side with hiding within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you decide if you want to go for Spirit, the Wraith interjects. She's the only one here that doesn't totally get on my nerves. Guess you've got good taste. I don't know, we could hang out and I could show you some cool stuff if you want. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today, and you also don't want it to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are cold-blooded killers. You know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. This island's really good at me tilted. Let's get Spirit. You've made the correct decision, but know this, just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog, understand? Of course. Pooh menacingly. So why did they make this game? Probably thought it was funny, I don't know. Some people into this kind of shit. You still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe our connection is real, but I've been hurt before, literally, with a katana. Katana that I now wield in spectral form. You feel me? Because you will feel me if any of you try that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette, do I have to clarify? I'll just let you know that yes, it is too late to change your answer now. You and Spirit arrive at the coast, overlooking the Black Lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice that she's wearing all black, just like the White House. The Lighthouse, not the White House. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favourite colour? Black isn't really a colour at all. It's the absence of colour. It's a void. Like a black hole. A place that swallows light. A dying star. Damn, now that's dark. You're confident that Spirit will vibe with this, but Spirit doesn't really care for science fiction. Not the type with spaceships and lasers, anyhow. She's much more into the type of strange adventures that kick off right here on Earth. Is that where we are? You wonder. The lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling up over the rocky shoreline. She's at one with this place, and so are you. The peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl, like a monster dying. Spiraling black light stretches across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that. The lion's sound recedes and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel and then pats on you gently. Clearly she wants you to come your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do. Is this an invitation to get in a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Thanks. Now we're talking. No thanks. She doesn't need sunscreen, right? Because she's a fucking ghost. No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you slap a lotion all over your body. Need any help reaching those difficult spots? See a hand float around your back. Sure, why not? Spirit's handling her back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit apply sunscreen to herself in the most unique way by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. Comment on her floating hands ability, saying nothing else about the shards of plastic. Oh gosh, what do we... Yeah, I think they made this game as a bit of a meme, because a lot of people used to respond on Twitter saying add sex to DBD. You know, that meme people do with games. And I think they just did it because they thought people would find it funny. Comment on that. The fact your hands float around you just like that, you can reach things away. It's like Rayman. You remember Rayman? You could like his hands with him. It's almost like you're some kind of superhero. I'm glad you get a kick out of it, but floating severed limbs isn't exactly the type of superpower you think to wish for as a kid. I'd rather from out to be able to read minds. Maybe then I'd understand why some people act the way they do. Tell her you're jealous or apologize? Yeah, Rayman was cracked. I remember having it on Game Boy Advance. What do you think? If we say jealous, do you think she'll feel better about it? I'm gonna apologize. Sometimes humor is how you deal with uncomfortable situations, but clearly you read the room wrong. Just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It must have been horrible. It was worse than death. At least death ends eventually. And we want to forget it. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could put all of these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh out right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me, and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to pressure the way he did in the end. The way that fear and anger filled him up and then came bursting out. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. It's hard not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me is doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it even though it gives me strength. Must maintain control. Stronger than he ever was, I'm sure of it. Yeah, Spirit's definitely a higher tier than Oni. I appreciate that. Just a little help isn't a bad thing. In life, in love, this world is a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes for a bit of lotion. Why is it always about the feet, man? Why is it always the feet? Ready? Oh god, oh god. Perfect. Oh, is that shit? I suppose that the lotion made it to where it was supposed to be going eventually. You went too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. How many feet does she have? Just the two. But the spirit is the one that's like, all of her limbs and stuff are like severed. She's like... Fucking flies, man. Sorry. I got my window open so flies... You bastard. You keep flying in. If there is next time, I'm sure you'll do even better. It's clapping. Okay, look at the lighthouse. It's almost dark from hovering above this moment between spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is, in this case it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. Spooky pirate ship? From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows itself a thing of death, a spirit of a ship that once sailed these seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens towards the shore, before crashing on the rocks. Must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh right, it does that sometimes too. Should we do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. Within a minute, the ocean is quiet again except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But these time-traveling pirates, or whoever they were, you're half sure you saw one of those skull and crossbone flags, aren't the only ones drawn in today. It's Wraith? For fuck's sake. I didn't come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that. Wraith points to the lighthouse. It's indifferent to his attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams. Duh, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw washed up on the shore that one time. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in the movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy. You can get cut. Spirit waves a katana, nearly trimming a couple of buttons off Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Be that way, you will see. Sorry, and as flies come in, I just try to clap them away. But I like your questions from yesterday. I think you misunderstood the assignment. It was ask any question, not as many questions as humanly possible. It's not quite clear how the whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe, and you get a peek at the bathing suit beneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about everyone else thinks, she puts a lot of work into getting into that suit. No. Anything doesn't mean as much stuff. Anything means there's no question off limits. Not everything. Exactly, Gary. If I focus on what's happening with Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt whatever you were doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. A dramatic announcement. Technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach. Well, we'll be making a dramatic announcement. Are survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? True. There's no announcement here, but there is a me. You got mud in your ears, friend? I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am, and so are you. But I know the way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You've got a secret lair? Damn it. Who said anything about secret lair? I've got sap in my secret hair. There's a flap on my secret shirt. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. Trying to make a mess of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me messing things up. Like I keep trying to tell you, it's this dang island. I've come to accept a difficult truth. What's happening here? Well, I'm convinced that it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision, it's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What did you ever know about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. Oh, damn, she's calling him out for the bell. Bing bong. Don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight even when all I might want to do is hide. You see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. You do your little phase walking routine. What do you call that? It's basically cloaking. And we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. You cloak. I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but they sure sounds like some video game community forum thread meaning shit if there ever was such a thing. Not that you know about that either. It sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. I think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. And I choose... When it comes down to it, neither of those two seem easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her. But she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, it's my fate to end up in this island. Well, to hell with fate, really. Don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. Oh shit, don't need to be that harsh. No offense taken. It's true, I can be a little awkward. So I'm going to stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. It's good. Good to know. Spirit walks you around a corner to show you something that she discovered in this place and knew was meant to be connected with her journey. A cherry tree. It's just a small sapling, but it has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off and they come cascading through the air around the both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being at a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they may be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away, and for this reason, they are also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's the spectre of looming death that calls attention to this special moment, to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, CeeJaey? Empowered? The knowledge that life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life, the beauty of the flower and bloom, allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, but why should that matter? Then it dawns on you. Spirit's been trapped in this ghastly state of death with no hope to cycle back, no rebirth, her moment of blossoming life long gone. That scary time of death and decay that comes after the good part, that's Spirit's eternity. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't looking about you. I wasn't even thinking. You just answered from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are the same. I have my mission. Once the fallen cherry blossoms represented the souls of samurai warriors, those with noble characters, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor the emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives on in me, my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Though its petals fall, they soon replenish. It's as if it were installed here by someone. By something with no respect for the balance of life and death. We know we don't believe you, right? Yep, but this time we've got a really good reason. It's nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force. Interesting to hear that it's time for dinner. You get it while it's out? Guess it's time to go or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me. I enjoyed it. Cool. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining, and that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. Are you really feeling this whole romantic experience? Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the appetizing signals have arrived for dinner. Wraith is here too. I'm not going to do the gag where we cram all of them on screen at the same time, so just believe me, they're all here and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everything is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. Since Trapper seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderer's Island. But hey, I mean, that's kind of a metaphor for him in the game, right? He is the least popular, like, the weakest one, right? If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want, and you're all eating it too. Lamb shank. Ooh, nice. Rare. Salt, pepper. No sauces allowed, and serve it with a single piece of broccoli so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. Gives me horrible gas. Wait till you smell what rare lamb does to my bowels, it's awesome. You've had an interesting day, that's for sure, but how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Gush about your date or be coy. How do we do this? You know, actually be avoiding everyone else and choosing to be lame, but doing it in relatively close proximity to each other. That's exactly right. Couldn't have not said anything of value better myself. Spirit's clearly happy with the way you portrayed your date. No surprise. She doesn't like people getting into her business. That's what I was thinking. Don't cloud everything. To know everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they're all very tired. Well, you know, sorry. That's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim. Bony appetite. Don't you mean Bon? Nope. Almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it. Even the vegetables. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Thank them. Please so kind to follow us to the fire pit. We greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. If the fire isn't too smoky, smoke hurts my eyes, and I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. Finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit. Take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and waiting for the other killers to take their places, wondering who will tell the story this time. We'll narrate to tell a story, but they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think? Are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh cool, now everyone's looking at you. So, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or we could play charades? Boggle? We were actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of his way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoots lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can't tell if you're warm from the fire for it's your nerves. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. CeeJaey was about to make an important decision. Fine, I'll tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. So what type of story do you want to tell? Romance. You take poison together and die foaming at the mouth? Or about two strong hunters you met when they both tried to bludgeon the same wily Wolverine? Not quite, it's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting, she'd been dragged there by some friends. They couldn't have been more different, and yet as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. It seemed to know if you could trust someone, don't you think? Exactly, I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partner. Love could spark from a mere look across the campfire. Now you've got their attention, each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. Except for Trickster, who's wandered over to the bar and is loudly playing his own music on his headphones to drown you out. Okay, that was not a very good story. I didn't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who would you like to hear a story from tonight? You know from Killer Kid, it's trying to know who might be the most entertaining. Stick a spirit in, I guess. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someone in the past who is dead now. I can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride. Technically, I suppose, the fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful shabby chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of their wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilikoi, by the way. When it came to time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, the fiancée I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancée decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day, she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods she surveyed, the bride, the fiancé, since they had not been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, so she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of their big day came, the fiancée told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Except for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow it was more beautiful now than it had ever been before. Just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colourful she became dizzy just looking at them. but the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower. And every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, impossibly, even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the fiancé crept farther and farther into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk and realized she had been here before. This wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into festering mouldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked and walked and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old, dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed at a fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are, out there all alone. How was story time? When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more of a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installment. If you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that, we don't actually care. We need you to shut your yap trap. You know that we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Have fun tonight and try not to wink wink end up dead. Why did you say the words wink wink? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Except for Spirit, she really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear someone trash-talking Spirit down the end? Would you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this VOD while I roast that ghost? Please have talk of burns, things that are lit or getting blazed. If it's running away to someplace more secluded, you should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my own choice and it's completely logical. We're going for Spirit. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Just pick one of us. We can move on with our lives. Who will it be? You may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murderer's Island comes to a close. No, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But with this streaming reality TV data show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? Oh, you picked me, yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise failure, so I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company. I love the idea of winning over these other killers at all costs, but even when I hate the game and the prize, but I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, right? It might seem like I hate everything, but getting to really know who I am is an impossible task. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time. See you at the bar, I guess. Get wasted. Well, I don't drink, so not me. You really don't drink? Ever? Is that like because it will just fall out of a hole in your stomach thing? Or don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison of the body and the mind, and you need to act like a fool to have a good time. So why did you choose a mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Not a single person has ever learned anything. Who ordered the soda with a splash of my private business? Because that's off menu. I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed. By your father. On whom you all have bloody vengeance. Right, we get it. Booze at Apple stay sober. Ooh. I suppose stay sober. Got the impression that tonight would be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm going to pass on the alcoholic drinks. Here. That was the correct answer. Let's go. It's a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. Butcher Spirit picks up a plum cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere and its little fruity guts flop onto Spirit's lap. Oopsie. One of the upsides of wearing black, it hardly shows stains. I'm going to take backsies. What drink shall we make? Fancy beer, zombie, Bloody Mary, dark and stormy. Dark and stormy. How about dark and stormy for my dark and stormy date? We're winning. We're winning. I'll just demonstrate how a dark and stormy date is made. First rum, or in this case rum extract with a bit of apple juice, is poured over ice, then ginger beer, lime wheel, and drink. The end. Do you think you're up to the challenge of replicating this fine recipe? Replicating a rum substitute and ginger beer over ice? Don't forget the lime wheel. Spirit seems to be in a lovely mood. She sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behaviour. On cue, a literal dark storm appears to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? It's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. And since you picked a simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time to relax. Want to make out ill? You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin coughing before you can get a yes out. Lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and it immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as called that, and Dwight ushered the two of you away from the bar. Damn, cucked by lightning. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. That's because it was? It feels like I've been here a lot longer than that. So late that the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly so that you can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl. You know, the 4 types of people. Wait, who's who? Who's the brain? Like, the psychotic bunny girl is obvious, but like... Anyway, everyone's gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who CeeJaey chooses. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you about the dream date they have planned for you tomorrow. In a particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter. Trapper, why don't you go first? Stop talking. Would you like to make us all uncomfortable by pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable, not only in polite society, but within the narrative of this in-world event and also the large meta-narrative of a Dead by Daylight dating experience? Pick me and be punished and rewarded? Tomorrow will suck, probably. But I can tell you this much, I'm hiding a secret on this island that will make fans shit themselves with excitement. Hold up. If you like Trapper, you're gonna love it. And if you're not, you're a maggot. Also, everyone, even confident sexy ladies in rabbit masks, better stay the hell away from my yacht. Did you two forget to mention something? It's been a survival dating competition parody this entire time and now I'm just finding out about it. It's eliminate one of the killers. Tomorrow one of these sexy slices will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who's it going to be? Because it's dramatic? It's surprising? Because it's a classic reversal of fate? And it will hurt someone's feelings. Someone dangerous. Trapper seems like he might throttle you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you'd see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats. And I hear she can disappear. Hard to track. you get rid of Wraith, he might cry. And though I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, it just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress, you might pretend to be okay with it, but then you start seeing her right behind every tree. Don't envy you. Which sociopath are you eliminating? Who do we eliminate? I'm thinking Wraith. Because I think Trapper might actually kill us. I'm here when I'm horny. I'm really getting positive reinforcement for you, Wraithy Poo. Don't take this personally, it's just my opinion of you and who you are and what you're about deep down as a person and how I don't like it. Like, give me something, you know? Calmly walks to the exit. Before he leaves, he turns to you. When you came here, I thought perhaps you would be different. I don't know how my last bit of hope in humanity hadn't been snuffed out, but it wasn't. It is now. You are just like the rest of them. There is no hope of goodness here. The only thing I can do is try to escape. Or burn everything and everyone to the ground. Pretty badass exit. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go and get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you left behind, because of course they'll be receiving a consolation prize. You may not get to go home with CeeJaey when it's all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. Sending our eliminated player home with their own mostly new trickster body pillow. Next best thing next to the real trickster. Might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try and stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of the guilt. I mean, knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? Okay, so... oh gosh. So I think goes tomorrow, I suppose. I'm not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mind off during hard times. I know they all seem excited and devil may care, but the truth is I'm really pessimist at heart. Your mother was skewered by an elk when you were young? Yeah, how do you know? It's not anything you talk about. I think I saw a raccoon over there in that tree and I'm feeling peckish. I said some things when CeeJaey kicked me to the curb and I just want to say I'm embarrassed by how I acted. Not what I said though, I stand by it. I want everyone here to burn. First thing going, it's a matter of perspective. His goal is to impress me, things are going poorly. If CeeJay's goal is to get themselves killed, they're doing an amazing job. I think there was a chance I might get eliminated? Yeah, I did. But did I care if I got eliminated? Not even a little. Does the volume of words I spend talking about how much I don't care about things signify a deeper yearning within me to be seen, heard, and validated by those around me? Nah. What? No, you're not part of this. You don't get a confessional. It's cool, man. I'm not part of anything, you feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. So the whole thing is pretty cute. Charmingly low budget, old school marketing vibes. I've got my new album, upcoming tour, finalizing the new sneaker line, producing a limited series on my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app. You gotta come check it out. IP Island is dope, where the real killers hang out. Fully licensed, no legal drama. Don't tell everyone that Trickster said that about them, don't worry. I'm talking your favourite established characters from all over pop culture that can't be seen on this island. How you probably can't even mention them, like Ghost... Don't you say it. Look, we get it. You're very popular in demand. We have a game to get back to and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface, he said it. Whatever, I don't even care. I'm the trickster. See you around. Seriously, we don't have to deal with you people. My turn? What? No, it's not your turn. You're sentient water. How are you even sitting in that chair? What's a chair? It's the thing that you're getting all wet. I was looking for the bathroom. Are you serious? It's down the hall to the left. Never mind. What does that mean? This chair is wet. I think the ocean just peed on it. How is that possible? Got something to confess. You ate glue in the 2nd grade. You cheated on an algebra test once. Watching Wraith get eliminated was the first time in this unending spiral staircase of pain that is my life that I've felt even a modicum of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, the sun, these sweet sugary drinks, it sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity? The unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls, it's like a crescendoing song of evil That makes me question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please erase me from this existence. Make it so that I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. And please, please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed. That was a weird way to end. What are you going to do? Seems like tomorrow... Anyway, seems like everyone's had their shot to annoy me tonight, so they can get some rest. Tomorrow's going to be a doozy. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which is sort of okay. You don't know about the killer crabs? Alright, you didn't go on that huntress day. You really missed out. It was thrilling. Or I guess it would have been. You'll have to play the game again to get that reference, I suppose. You pull on your beach attire and splash water on your face. Dwight and Claudette approach. Does that look on their faces excitement or terror? It's time. Claudette dresses over to the beach where the killers will stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. Suddenly the message is clear. You're going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make some half-assed cameos in this show. I don't think you notice how kind you've been to us. Can't be easy being thrown on a mysterious island for no reason. You've treated us, your friendly island host, with dignity and respect. Don't tell anyone we told you this, but just a little hint for you going forward. Don't try to go all the way with a killer who isn't into you. Relationships are two-way streets, and if you don't have a green light in the other direction, you might end up in the friend zone. Friend zone? That doesn't sound so bad. Where do you think you are? Dead by Daylight doesn't do friends. These are killers and there are survivors? Can't say more. So who's into me? Well, I've never seen Spirit open up to anyone like she's opened up to you. She's gonna open up her insides on plenty of people. But for you and us, that's a different type of game. You make your way over to the roof of row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight stand to the side, hands behind their backs. It's been quite the 48 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air. And I'm not talking about this rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from those sparks. It's time for a newcomer to confess their love. I have to do a drum roll for this. No, you don't, but who cares? Who do you choose? But no roses, there's such a cliche. That's good, because I tried to pick a rose and I got an ouchie. Oh. I hope Dwight saves some of these for Claudette. They're a thing, right? You get that vibe too? Just me? Sorry. I've got other things to think about right now. You just select to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today. Spirit. You approach Spirit, peering below the brim of her impressively large hat and into her haunting eyes. Says you have been enchanted by your presence. You challenge me to be a better person and resist the urge to show me the sharp edge end of your katana. For that, I thank you. I may take our relationship to the next level. And we shall, up to the eye of the dark storm that is our reality, till the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse. It's time to see what you're made of. I thought it might be nice to start the day out on Trapper's yacht before we head up to the Black Lighthouse. Even if I kind of hate this basic tropical vacation stuff, like yachts and snorkeling or whatever, it's good for you to see me in the sun a little bit at least. There's more to me than what you've already gotten to experience. I know my vibe can be a little dark. Yeah, he murdered me and I work as an undead avenger. That's not what I was getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I needed to be seen. I don't even know by whom, When you think about ghosts, they're these kind of see-through, flickering spectres. You imagine reaching out and having your hand go right through them. Ooh, like that sort of thing. Maybe there's some warpy effect on the world around you, I don't know. Depends on which movie you're watching. When I died, I dare you to try and reach your hand through me. Not really. That's not an invitation, it's rhetorical. Why did it end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows? I sure don't. I've got my ideas, but I'm not exactly out there digging around in caves or dusting off antiques, trying to find clues and analyze their meanings. I do want to take this experience seriously though. I want to give the process a chance. Maybe a dumb process, and one I have extremely little respect for as a person. You just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you are, or where you came from. Rather than freak out and simply try and swim away, you're giving this a chance. I didn't actually know that swimming was an option. It's not. But with the fact that you never even tried, I think that means you've got courage, or an open mind. Or I don't know, maybe you stuck around. Because you like someone you met. Maybe. While the two of you were getting all deep and philosophically flirty, the yacht pulled up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. That'll stop everybody off. There were other stops. Not on this trip of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves the shore. Nobody here is really looking out for our funds. We have to make it ourselves. There's no other stop. Seriously, go. Race to the poop deck. This ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will. What? As you disembark, you see Dwight and Claudette running, giggling across the ship. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they know how to have a good time. You're at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse. Its imposing form towers above you. A flock of birds circles lazily in no sense of fear or urgency, as if circling a corpse that hasn't moved in ages. Excited about today. Places her wrist delicately in your hand and presses your fingers down against her skin. It's cool to the touch, but you feel is that the faintest of pulses? My blood is pumping. So what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before, or no one who has ever lived to tell about it. We're going there. She points to the top of the lighthouse, amongst the circling birds. What's actually up there? Have you seen it? Hey y'all, how's everyone doing today? Hi Wraith, you sure seem chipper today. Something strange is definitely going on with this guy. Something else strange. Something different than what's usually going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, sucking in the ocean air like it's the greatest air that has ever been sucked. Thank you for choosing someone. Anyone else to go on a date with today? Alone again forever. This is how I was meant to be. I feel alive. You done? Kind of like on that date you just mentioned. Glad you're feeling better, Wraith, but like she said, we're in the middle of something. You mind? Spirit, I thought you said no one has been up there and lived to tell about it. This is the exact same amount like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as being alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but Spirit waves her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead, he's going to be when I punish him for interrupting our date. I'll just be over here running away. Enjoy the view. I think Wraith was kidding about the whole being up there. Honestly, the view isn't of the island. What you can see is mostly ocean on account of it being, you know, a lighthouse. However, that does bring up an interesting point regarding your, how do I say it? Her hands floats up and down, she scratches her head contemplatively. You don't usually see her at a loss for words like this. What's your mortal status? Because despite what our lanky friend seems to think, the lighthouse is not to be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to it from all corners of the world. Well, there, you saw a freaking pirate ship travel through space and time ready to crumble at the rocks. I think I'm alive. I'm here with you, walking this beach, feeling the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here with me, the spirit. Does that make you alive? Because I don't know. If you come up with me to the eye of the Black Lighthouse, you may never return. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because we have something. I won't deny it. I feel it. I hope you simply turn to ash. If we were to commit right here, right now, to figuring this out as friends, we could pull that risk off for another time. Just be friends. I don't know if I want that friendship. I can only warn you that it may not be safe. You might die up there and there's nothing you can do about it. Stay down, live for sure, go up, maybe die. Let's give it a go. She smiles a quirky, devilish smile. Then we're gonna die. So the lighthouse is almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stepped through the door, but instead this place is like a void. The last thing you see as the final rays of sun leave you is a horrible sight, a petrified body laying on the stairs, reaching not up, but down, as if it had been crawling. Watch your step. The things we do for love. What the hell, it's nighttime now. When you arrive in the lantern room at the top of the Black Lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out and seemingly defunct. Dust cakes the room, as though it hasn't been operated in a century. However, somehow, it was just morning a moment ago, but now it's night. What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here looking out over the ocean all day. I've really enjoyed the peaceful time with you, taking the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was kind of my perfect date. Really? I don't remember that. I just called it the perfect date and you can't be bothered to remember it? What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember it, it's just I can't. My mind is completely blank. Well, you're already dead enough in this whole time. Maybe we'll never know. It doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off, the light has a power to it. The massive lens reflects moonlight through itself. A subtle sparkle that has a hypnotic effect. Thanks for spending the day with me. I had a really good time. Don't get me wrong, this is really cool and all. Because I don't know what I expected. I suppose if you thought you were walking into your death and nothing happened, it might feel a little anticlimactic. Sorry, anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me just flip on the light for the staircase so it's easy to get down. The stairs look pretty dark. Maybe it's very interrupted by a strange hum, and then it becomes frighteningly clear to you. That switch wasn't for the stairs, it was for the main lantern. A lantern that is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach up your nose. Oopsie, looks that maybe that switch was for the stair lights at all. Now we see who is alive and who is really dead, I suppose. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not looking at the light itself will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but if it is magic, it kind of defies logic. I want to see it, but I'm a little scared. Don't look directly into the light. Open your eyes and look only at me and I'll keep you safe. Okay. Oh, fuck. Where's Willem Dafoe? Despite your attempt to resist the incredible force of energy from the Black Lives Lantern refuses to subside. It cannot be ignored, and it doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, that was just a trivial game. This is real life and real magic. You stare at it now and its power penetrates your mind. Hey, been a while. How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead, more alive? It'll make sense soon. Okay. You wake up to hear Spirit's muffled voice. You've got this terrible taste in your mouth, like burnt hair. The air feels damp and smells like ash. It takes time for the sound to clear up, but eventually Spirit's words start to make sense to you. However, it's clear she's talking to someone else, not to you. You know how sometimes people say, it's not you, it's me? Well, this time it is you, and it's also me. I can't believe I thought you would change for me. I can't believe you thought what you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave anything up for me. Well, today I saw what love looks like, and it looks a whole lot different than this. I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird, because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with Trapper. Nobody. Fine. Nobody breaks up with Trapper, but I'm not doing that. I'm dumping. Don't you say it. I'm dumping Evan McMillan, and there's nothing you or he can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Rude. Trapper turns from Spirit and looks directly at you. You realize that you're laying on the ground of some weird tunnel. I think your shouting woke up CeeJaey. My shouting? Say something, stay quiet, or fix all. I think you dropped something very personal and quite scary. I think I woke up in the middle. What did you hear? Just you jumping, Trapper? We were never together. I mean, we were together, wink, wink, wink. I know you're wearing a mask, but we can see your eyes. You need to say wink, wink out loud. Not the reason I'm right to have dumped you. The jig is up, as they say. They know you're awake now and you're going to have to deal with this awkward situation head on. I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation I don't need to be involved in, and I don't know how I got here, not in this island or this creepy tunnel. As far as this island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As far as this tunnel goes, we brought you here. After the lighthouse came on, you blacked out. On your way down, I thought you might have hit your head or something. It's hard to tell what blood is new or old around here. Either way, I wanted to get you someplace safe, so I asked Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you, I just don't feel like it, you know? I hate anything messing with my shards. Trapper, on the other hand, he loves nothing more than having an unconscious body draped over his shoulder. Could have asked Claudette and Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. We trust Trapper. Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper can be a real jerk, and you'd be right. But you get what you see with him. I brought you down here because we're the only ones who know about this place. It's part of an old tunnel network that connects different places on the island. What's up, guys? Talking island mysteries. He said this place was private. Don't look at me, I didn't tell him about it. Half of the appeal of this spot is getting away from people like him. I can see when I'm not wanted. So you three a throttle now, or? Because I gotta say, I really didn't get the whole Trapper Spirit thing, but hey, it's not my business. We were not a thing. Nobody traps the Trapper. Not with traps or with relationships. You do realize just to get a nose in our business right now. It's so hostile. If you don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel has some very interesting features. If you head about 50 meters down that way, you'll find... Ruth looks around just to be doubly sure that Trapper is addressing him. I was just leaving. This island is a lonely place, which is great for me. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a lot of pursuit, I finally let him catch up to me. And it became, well, I don't want to call it a relationship because somebody really didn't want to have that talk. But we were more than friends. I dispute the events as told. I hate to ask, but I just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp. So I guess I'm more of a glutton for punishment than I thought. What were you good at? Quest for revenge. Well, you might know, Trapper is like a great classical maestro of revenge. Revenge against friends who had turned their back and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against a barista who wrote Ewan on his cappuccino, knowing his name was actually Evan. For someone who thinks about revenge as much as I do, Trapper is an inspiration. But they say to never date your heroes. Good advice, but I don't think that's the same. Show me it's okay to be lost, to feel pathetic, to push on when you have nothing real to offer anyone. I'm not sure what you get all of that from, but okay. You held a mirror up to my own doubts and fears and showed me that they aren't everything about me. You showed me that life and after death can be more than just an obsession with revenge and mind-blowing sex on the ground in a dark cave or a dusty old tunnel. The Trapper nudges you in the ribs with his elbow. Gross. This whole half-ass dating show parody thing at first I thought was a lame idea. What kind of moron thought there was an audience for this? I don't want to give up on us. While you were knocked unconscious by some minor head trauma like a total weakling, Spirit confided in me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well, naturally, because I trust her and value her opinions. That doesn't mean I trust you. If you want to get to her, you have to get through me first. By passing Trapper's test. Coming to BRH TV. Answer my questions correctly or die by my blade. Fuck. What is Spirit's real name? The one given to her by a murderous father who she only lets her real friends call her. Rin Yamaoka. Okay, you got that one. Don't celebrate her. Question 2. What lives inside Spirit? A dragon. Everyone knows that. They won't all be this easy. Where did Spirit work back when she was a normal college girl before she was hellbent on revenge? Restaurant. To think I would date a waitress. What's Spirit's favorite color? I don't know. Is it purple or black? Is black? Yeah. The final question. According to Spirit, what's worse than being dead? Having unfinished business, regretting parts of your life, or not being seen for who you are? It's not that. That. Telling you this to age brags you and beats me, where the only thing you're going to win is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's test. Not it was some huge challenge. I mean, the woman obsessed with a giant light that shines in the dark has a chip on her shoulder about being seen. Go figure. You probably guessed. But rules are rules, even if I literally just made them up. You got it right. So I guess I approve of you dating Spirit or whatever. I never really cared in the first place. I was just hoping you'd slip up and give me a good excuse to wet my blade. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For now, you two have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trapper out. Sorry you had to endure that. 5 measly questions, it was nothing. The waking up in a random tunnel, the having an argument. It's only because I actually like you. Call me Rin. Yo! First name basis. I didn't really feel our lighthouse experience was completed. There was something else I wanted to show you. I ended up in the lantern room of the tower. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's not that kind of game. I'm being told no, wait, it is that kind of game? Disregard the gutter comment. Come back up there with me. Alright. Oh shit. Do I need to block for Twitch? You're excited to return to the lantern room, despite all the drama and worry that was previously a part of this place. More importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit. It makes it all the more crushing when you're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight. Funny seeing you here. Tragic about a family reunion. Before they explain what's even going that's supposed to mean, the lighthouse begins to howl a low, frightening sound. The lens begins to glow in a now familiar way. Prepare to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. Shield your eyes. We don't know what the lighthouse will. Now, please don't interrupt. You think after all of this time you'd know that we got your best interest in mind? Of course I don't think that. I asked you to not interrupt. The black light flares. In the darkness you see something horrible and strange. In the place of Claudette and Dwight are two ghoulish silhouettes. Before you can focus on them, the light passes and the two survivors are returned to their normal states. Should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Oh shit! It's Oni. Grandpa? My little Rin, you're such a woman now. They grow up so fast. What? CeeJaey, meet Grandpa Kazan Yamaoka. Well, technically not just Grandpa. Technically he's my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. But that's a lot of greats to say in a row. I haven't seen my little Rin since I watched over her from the afterlife when she was just a little girl. And I expect you all to say the greats. It's a matter of honor and respect. Except Rin. She can do whatever she wants, my precious little angel. But you... says he with his demonic red eyes. Pretty sure even the decorative third eye on his mask is looking weird. You mongrel, you must treat me with respect. Also, help me, I'll be cleaning bits of your head off my kanabo. A kanabo is a metal baseball bat covered in spikes, FYI. Not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to a descendant of the noble Yamaoka bloodline in the first place. Dirk, Claudine, explain what's going on. 5 greats. Great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. Dwight, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, you must be summoned here. They must have summoned you here because they think you have great judgment, and because if they summon my father, I'll be too distracted by torturing him for all eternity to continue with the rest of the whatever this is. Show, game, experience. That makes sense. Only a man of my own power and magnitude can help. Nice to meet you, Kazan. Only my friends and family call me Kazan. Those who tremble in fear at my presence call me Oni. Seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper in not only the sheer size of the man, but also his attitude. Apparently Spirit has a type. You sure you can... wait, want to measure all up to that? Dawns on you that, wait a second, maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you try to look at your own reflection, however, you've become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought, but now's not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire with the first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai mad dogging you from 2 steps away. You don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with Kazan. Peasant! I realize now the true purpose of my visit is to extinguish your light. Waves his katana in the air at you menacingly. Just like the great... Sorry. Hold up there, Grandpops. Not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First you used to get them know number. Young people these days, always waiting to kill people, insisting they must deserve it. Back in my day, you did what you needed to be done because your nobility depended on it. In his day, such an actually imposing presence, he sure is giving off serious old man yells at Cloud vibes. You see, when I was a young man, we didn't have foreigners in our land. Didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already. A little too much if you ask me, but I didn't make the rules. The rulers did. Exactly how it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theatre, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public executions. What were we talking about? She googles at her great... Okay, I'm not saying all of them every time. Only's forgetfulness. You wonder, does she even like this guy? She sure hates her father, so... Listen up, old man, we don't have time for you to list every activity available to a samurai in the entirety of the Edo period. Silence, peasant. You're showing your ignorance. Samurai were forbade from many activities that didn't befit the Bushido code, such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, a samurai would put on a disguise in order to seek out entertainment. Now, I'm not saying I did that, because I had honor, and a body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide. But clearly you have neither my honor nor my physique. You don't even know about the ins and outs of the shifting rules of traditional Japanese samurai etiquette. What would you want with such an uneducated admirer as this? I don't have to believe that any contemporary person knows all that much about who was and wasn't allowed to do what leisure activities over 100 years ago. You invited me here to do what you're too kind to do. Bash this jerk's head in. Claude, Doris, fetch my kanabo. Rin, wrap your robe around this mongrel's hands and hold them still. It's not why I invited you at all. In fact, I did invite you. Claudette and Dwight did. Oh, yes, sure. Wink, wink, wink. This whole saying wink out loud thing is getting out of hand. CeeJaey has a good soul and the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense. Nonsense which seems to be endless. Who am I to expect anyone to rate around for my approval? I've only been hanging out as a ghost and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and quitters for 5 generations. Give your ancestor-in-law a hug. Sword drawn only beckons you closer. There's no way he has ever hugged anyone in his entire life. Push them my way and I'll split them in half. The sacrifice of this usurper to the Yamaoka bloodline will surely bring us back to life and set us back on course of honor. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know the only one sacrifice can get our family back on track. Revenge on my father, your great-great-great-great-grandson, traitor to the Yamaoka name. The lust for violence in your voice, it fills me with cheer. I'll never forget who I am. I should trust your judgment. The strength inside you blooms from the same cherry tree that was planted centuries ago by our shared ancestors. If CeeJaey ever treats me poorly, you have my word. On our family's honor, I will yield my katana and guard them like a fish. One last word of advice, my dear girl. The father stuff, don't forget it, but maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did, it was awful, but it was already done. Do something for yourself now. Just my 2 cents. Let's go, servants. Clint, Dennis, return me to the stables. This sense of abstract duty anchored a world changing around me, a lust for blood. There's no way to live, and yet, as you now know, that is the Yamaoka way of life. However, I'm cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside me. Or at least, maybe I was until now. Call me the Dragon Tamer, baby. You haven't won this game yet. Please don't ruin it. I think we spent enough time in this lantern room. We should get back to the beach. The moonlight sets a romantic mood as storm clouds roll in and around the black lighthouse. The sun might have set, but if we wait long enough, it will rise again. Oh shit, she's taken off her robe. She wears a robe, and you see her strappy black bikini. Her pale skin glows under the light of the moon. Maybe you could get a head start on applying tomorrow's sunscreen? Of course, last time was, yeah. Hydrate? Yeah. I'm getting thirsty now. So if you're telling me about this, I will not be labelled a foot freak. Not that there is anything wrong with feet, it's just that something about that kind of attention really gets people talking. Steady, steady. Oh shit. Oh fuck. I'm not reading this. You guys can read it for yourself. Something about toes and moist feet or something. Get up here right now. Before you can find a towel to wipe off your lotion, down, spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock into yours. They're surprisingly soft and warm. The sensation is incredible. Clouds cover the moon and you find yourself on the beach with spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow straps of the bathing suit come undone and come to life, snaking through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting you up off your feet. Is she gonna kill us? To fly? Oh shit, we're flying! You feel bits of glass press into your flesh. Pain and pleasure mix and wash over you like the ocean. The lighthouse howls. In the darkness, you're pretty sure that spirit lets the dragon inside of her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it'll have been worth it. Man's so down bad, he's willing to die for it. The clouds part just as you manage to pull yourself exhausted away from spirit. Bit of glass. A chunk of broken glass is lodged in your shoulder. When you pluck it from your skin, it drips blood. Sorry, I think this got stuck to me when we were, you know, I was having the best night of my life. Tracks a picture of the sharp end of the glass shard. Keep it. Consider it a memento. I've got plenty more where that came from. Did we just bang a ghost? You're over the beach to find Claudette and Dwight waiting for you. Now is the time to face your destiny. About that. Can we talk privately? Maybe not here. Maybe someplace would be better for this talk. Off of the fire talk. The more pathetic the creature, the more annoying the final howls are. Let me spirit you feel something awful hanging in the air. More awful even than the lingering smell of that Cleaver body spray. We're all gagging. I don't know what you plan on saying. Before you say anything, just know that I really, really enjoyed my time with you. Each day over the past few days, let me do it myself, and I just want to say thank you. You're welcome. And you know what? It's the kind of thing that shows me you've got a good heart inside you. Too good for me to carve out and toss into the ocean, but also too good for me to love. I need someone who shares my interests, someone I can connect with. Someone jaded and dispassionate, only driven forward by a desire for revenge. I need someone who isn't so warm that I feel cold in comparison. I need someone who isn't you. Oh shit, we're getting friend-zoned. Before you finish that, just let me know. If we're not friends, we'll probably become enemies and I will destroy you. Friends it is. Glad to have you here for me when I need you, but also not too close to me when I don't. I'll see you around. She starts to leave. That's how this ends? You're just leaving me here? I'm not sure it used the word ends, and for that matter I wouldn't say that I'm leaving. But us, we're definitely through. The fact that you can't see that just proves that we never really belonged together anyhow. Good night. What the hell? Spent all this time on this island doing everything I can to get to know you. And you were told that I should just leave the chocolate factory through the side door. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I said good night. See you around. Why did she keep saying she'll see me around? I have no idea. Achievement unlocked. Friends forever. So my precious killers lived happily ever after, as they should, learning to love themselves first and foremost, whilst trapped in a never-ending cycle of torture of my design. Wait, did I just spoil my true identity? You made it this far, you should probably know that. You'll have to play again to find out more. See you later, and again and again and again. Forever. The end. So we banged a ghost and then got friend-zoned and have to live on an island forever. That was alright. That was funny. I guess you have to play through all the different pathways to like get to like proper endings and shit. What did you guys think of it? It wasn't as cringe as I thought it could be. The dialogue leans too much into irony. Yeah, there was a lot of like... Yeah. It went pretty hard with the memes. I guess they were trying to make... Like, they're trying to make it as non-serious as possible. Yeah, there was some like... funny jokes. But it did seem that it was like... constant. I guess they just really don't want people actually wanting to bang the killers, you know? I guess I'll have to just do some more of it sometime and like do the different killers to see how it ends. As much as I would like to do that on stream, I am absolutely melting right now. It is really, really uncomfortable. So I don't know how much I'm gonna... The art was really good. Yeah, the art style was really cool. I guess it's just a little fun game. And how long did we play for? 2.5 hours? It's 2.5 hours for a playthrough. I guess with more playthroughs you can just skip all of the dialogue that you've seen before, kind of thing. It was kind of an anticlimactic end. It ends like, so you know, you're getting jiggy down at the old lighthouse, and then it's like, yeah, we should be friends. And the game's like, have fun. Like, oh, okay. Huh. It was kind of sudden, you know. At least I didn't die though. My only game over was not picking mint choc chip when the narrator told me to. I got 8 out of 36 achievements, which is just under a quarter. I guess you got to play through the game a bunch of times in order to get the other stuff. I'm looking at current friends. It looks like Mark Sam did exactly the same playthrough as me. Went for Spirit, got rid of Wraith. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I'll probably like dabble with this and just look for like the other stuff to see how to get different endings. Oh my gosh, I'm so sweaty, guys. I feel disgusting. Like, I woke up this morning, I had a shower, and I felt great. And then, like, you just kind of, ugh, you know what I mean? Poor Ray. Then I was getting annoying just by turning up all the time. Guys, should we talk about next week? You guys want to talk about next week? So, MVM tomorrow. A little bit of MVM tomorrow. And we'll do a few tours, and then maybe I'll do some Apex because I kind of want to do dailies and work on stuff, and you know, maybe play a little bit. But it depends how I feel. It depends on the weather. If it's like super hot, I may just be like, holy shit, I can't do this. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm thinking we play Spider-Man. The Spider-Man that's just come out on Steam from PlayStation. Ernest bought it for me a couple of weeks ago. It came out on Friday, I think it was. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe Tuesday, Wednesday we do some Spider-Man. Thursday I'm going to be cooking the Parma pork that I wasn't able to do last week this week because of all of the issues with you know, the vet and taco and everything. So I'll do that this coming week, and I'll also try and do a trifle. Friday, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Saturday Apex, and then Sunday Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So I'm thinking, yeah, a couple of days of Xenoblade, because the week after is going to be LAN, the week after, I'm going to be doing TF2 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but they won't be super long streams because my parents will be coming down to visit. They're going to be looking after Taco for a while I'm at LAN. Yeah, so I'll go do a little bit of TF2 on those days, and obviously the Thursday I'll be going to LAN. I don't know whether I'll do any streams while I'm at LAN. I know I've had the stream streak going on since the start of 2021, so I don't know how many days it's been now, but it would be cool to keep the streak going, but also I kind of want to enjoy LAN, so maybe I'll do some IRL stuff, I don't know. Yeah, so I kind of want to play like Spider-Man and Xenoblade, so we'll probably have 2 double days next week in terms of gaming, because I haven't really got any other games that I need to play. Like, I've been playing Xenoblade off stream and doing like a lot of the side quests and stuff, and I think I've pretty much caught up to the point where I just need to do main story now, so that'd be cool. And then I'll probably play this game off stream just to do the other endings and get the achievements and see the true ending or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, Sea of Thieves had an update, and I know Josh has been talking about it, so I'm down to play some of that at some point as well, probably, because I'm not going to be playing Dead by Daylight, so until after LAN. So anyway, that's my plan. That's my plan for the for next week. So hopefully that sounds appealing to you guys. I am going to go and just veg for a little bit, and probably Taco is due for her next bathing session, so I'm going to sort that out. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for MVM. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the weekend. Stay hydrated, have a lovely evening, and yeah, see you when I see you.